Hi, so my name is Mia and today I'm at the University of Northampton and currently I'm in one of their on-site student accommodations, Charles Bradlaugh. So I'm here to interview a couple of the students about how their uni experience is going so far, you know, to try and gain a little bit more knowledge on what university is really like and hopefully get some tips and some tricks to give to those future students who are looking at going to uni and want to know exactly what to expect. Hi Jamie, so thank you for joining me today. So I'm just going to start off with just asking you a few questions about how your uni experience is going so far. So can I ask what course you study?
I study creative film, TV and digital media.
How have you settled into uni life? How is it going for you so far?
Yeah, uni's going well, it's interesting, it's fun and yeah, I'm getting my worthwhile here.
Do you like the area? Is there much to do?
There's like, the area, it takes a little bit of getting used to. Obviously I come from London, so it's a little bit different, but I'm settling in nicely and it's nice and it is quite similar to London, it's just kind of a small version of it.
Okay, so obviously you live in a halls of residence. How are you finding that?
Yeah, it's okay, it has its benefits, it has its downfalls, but overall I feel like if you're going to come to uni, halls is the best way to go. And it also helps me study when I'm away from class, as I'm not in like my usual home environment, and I can sit at my desk, do all my work, and not having to worry about travelling here, there, and everywhere just for school.
Okay. So, what did you find was the best way to make friends when you came here?
I think mixing in with my classmates, and I feel like because we're a lot older now, we're a lot more sensible. I find my friends that I have made get introduced to their friends and a big group is formed. So at the start of uni I was friends with completely different people to who I'm friends with now, and I think over time we've bonded in such a way that I now have my group of friends who I can do everything with or I can study with, and yeah, I think it's very professional and I think like they're friends for life now, I think.
Okay, perfect, great, thank you so much for your time.
The Creative Hub is where all of the creative students reside, with all essential equipment provided. There is also the Senate, another building full of classrooms and study areas. We also have the Engine Shed, home to the Student Union, and activities go on regularly. There is also a cafe and another study area. The University of Northampton has many learning facilities on its main Waterside campus. There is the Learning Hub, which is a 4-floor building with study areas on every floor.
Okay, so what course do you both study?
Fashion design.
Fashion design.
Okay, so you both study fashion design. So how have you settled into your uni life so far? How are you finding everything?
It's been alright, it's been light work, you know.
Yeah?
I've met a lot of good people here. A lot of different people.
Okay, so you say you've met a lot of different people. What did you find was the best way to actually make friends, to meet people?
Be funny. That's it. Just make people laugh. That's what you have to do. Just bring good vibes to people. You know, you walk in, give a few ha-has, and then walk out. And that's it.
What about you? Where did you find you made most of your friends? Was it maybe in lesson, at your accommodation?
So I made friends in the accommodation and in my course, so it's been good.
Okay, so how long would you say it took you to get comfortable in uni, to kind of settle in, stop missing home as much?
Not long.
Not long.
Max a week.
It was alright.
It wasn't that long.
It was good.
Okay.
I love everyone, so I
Okay,
started to love everyone.
that is good. So you both settled in quite quickly. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for your time.
On the main Waterside campus, there are 5 different accommodation buildings. These offer large en-suites, small en-suites, accessible rooms, and studio apartments. The large and small en-suites come with communal living areas and kitchen areas, both which are fully facilitated.
What do you teach?
I teach media and journalism with a kind of specific interest in the digital side of things.
Okay, so how long have have you taught at the University of Northampton?
Quite a few years on and off in little bursts.
Okay, so how long have you actually lived here then? How long have you been in Northampton now?
I've worked here for getting on for 25 to 30 years, and lived here for about 20, or just over 20, because it was around about 2000. I feel like I belong here now, but it takes a while to get embedded in the town, you know.
Yeah, what drew you specifically to Northampton? What made you kind of pack your bags and come here?
Well, I came here for work because I was living in just down the road in Bedford. I worked on a weekly newspaper, and at the time Northampton had a daily newspaper, and the guy who was my boss in Bedford moved to Northampton to be the editor of the paper, and he took me with him as his news editor. So I spent a few years in various roles at the Northampton Chronicle and Echo, doing various jobs and just getting to know the town really well, actually. Working for a local paper is a great way to get to know somewhere.
Do you have any tips for future students, coming to Northampton and settling in?
Yeah, I would say don't spend too much time in MBs. I would say do the Welly Road by all means, that's a thing. I would say the Smoke Pit is the best place for barbecue food. I would say the Walk-In is an extraordinary good Chinese restaurant. The parks are pretty amazing. At one stage we had more square meters of park per person than any other town in the country. So but it's the parks are the kind of thing you wouldn't really notice unless somebody told you to get out there. And it's really centrally located, actually. It's not a bad base. If you I've commuted to London from here at one stage in my career, and Birmingham is like an hour in one direction, London is an hour in another direction. It's not a bad spot to base yourself at all. So yeah, what else could I tell you? What killer stuff? Yeah, I reckon the Lamplighter is probably one of the best pubs, maybe. Garibaldi, you might see Slow Tie down there doing his stuff. I think that's...
Perfect, thank you. That's everything.